New guidance out from the CDC updates the guidance for people who test positive for COVID. We say guidance, but how much of a guide is it really? Has it really cleared up the confusion? The CDC now says that people who test positive should self-isolate for at least 5 days, and those who want to take a test during that time should do so toward the end of those 5 days if that test comes back positive, but only if you chose to take it, right?
Optional.
Then the person should continue to isolate for a total of 10 days. The guidance stops short of calling for everyone to get tested before leaving isolation. If I did a bad job explaining what the guidance is, it's not my fault. Trust me. Joining me now, CNN Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He's also the author of Keeping Sharp, Build a Better Brain at Any Age, now available in paperback. Sanjay, you need like the best brain ever to understand what the CDC is saying here. And look, I give the CDC a lot of grace, in how they operate. They've had a really tough job over the last few years, but I can't understand what they're saying and why this morning. Can you explain it?
Well, unfortunately, John, it is pretty confusing, and I think it's going to create these lines as we've seen throughout the pandemic, whereas if you want to do the right thing and you can get your hands on a test, you will do the right thing, but a lot of people won't. It may not be disincentivizing testing, but it's certainly not incentivizing it. And I think this comes back to kind of the original sin, that a lot of people have sort of framed around testing. We've never had enough testing. Now, Dr. Walensky, who's the head of the CDC, says this isn't about shortage of tests. But look, if people had tests in their home, if we were able to actually track these tests, as we've talked about since the beginning, we'd be in a different position. It makes total sense for testing to be a part of the return to life sort of protocols. But unfortunately, you heard about these 500 million tests that are going to go out at some point. Hopefully that happens, but that's still not going to be enough tests. That could last a couple of cycles, for people of testing. We need a lot of tests. We don't have them, and I think that's why you get fuzzy guidelines like this.
Hey, but look, either they think you need a negative test or they don't. That's what's so weird about this.
Right.
And if it's because they think you might get a false positive or you're not as contagious, just say it. Just say it. Right. I just feel like they're not explaining themselves here, and to leave it optional is just weird. I've never seen guidance like that. It's weird.
Yeah, and I think there's all these subjective things that are sort of driving it. I mean, they realize at this point there's a lot of people who are going to start getting pulled out of work, out of schools, out of hospitals, healthcare workers, like in Gary's piece, because they're testing for COVID. So I think there's this desire to get people back to work as quickly as possible. That's in part driving this. There's also, Dr. Walensky said, look, a lot of people weren't following the 10-day isolation recommendations anyways. Only 25% or so of people were following that. But also, this idea of when are you contagious and when do you stop becoming as contagious? I don't know if we have this graph, but we can show this quickly. It's interesting. So 10 days is what people have sort of become familiar with. You can actually track how contagiousness sort of drops over that period of time. And John, in the middle of that screen, day 5, they say, well, Dr. Walensky said most people are no longer contagious. But in fact, what the studies have shown is that by day 5, 31%, roughly a third, are still contagious. So add to that a test is not required, you could potentially be putting a lot of people out there who are still contagious, may not even know it themselves, and that sort of propagates the pandemic. That's a real concern. The UK looked at the same data, John, and they said 7 days at least of isolation and 2 negative antigen tests in order to leave isolation. We're obviously nowhere close to that.
All right. Also, the CDC continuing to stand by cloth masks, suggesting that cloth masks are still okay. We've had plenty of people come on our air, Sanjay, and say, no, you really need something more serious, more protective than that. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, the experts we've talked to, people who are experts in viral dynamics, have been talking to them for 2 years. Lindsay Marr, for example, says, given Omicron, cloth masks just aren't going to cut it. Aaron Bromage, who you've interviewed a bunch of times, John, basically says 75% of particles with this Omicron virus will get through a cloth mask. Unlike an N95 or KN95, which I should just point out, 95 means 95% roughly filtration, but also part of this is because not only are they high quality masks, but also they have these electrostatic electrostatic fibers within the mask. So they have this electrostatic sort of energy that will trap some of these viral particles as well. And that makes it very effective. I mean, if you're going to wear a mask, and you should, absolutely, when you go out in public, you should wear a good mask. And for a long time, these masks weren't as available. Doctors like Abrar Karan have been saying for some time, if people just wore these types of masks for 4 weeks, regardless of the type of variant, we could essentially bring this pandemic to an end. We're still not there. But you can now get these masks. They're much more available. There's a project called Project N95. It's a nonprofit. You can check it out. You can find out which masks are legitimate, because that's been an issue, fraudulent masks, and also how to get them.
I have to say also, those masks you held up, to me, Sanjay, are actually way more comfortable. They're not at all uncomfortable. They're so easy to wear. It seems to me what the CDC is doing here is they just don't, a cloth mask, I suppose, is better than nothing. And they're afraid if they say cloth is bad, people will stop wearing them altogether. Who knows? But again, murky guidance there. Sanjay, thank you so much for being our human decoder ring.
You got it. Thanks. Good morning.